Hello everyone, it's Miss Couch from KidSmart, where I'm a teaching artist. My art form is visual art, and today I'm going to share one of my favorite crayon arts with you, which is stained glass art. And I'm going to show you a few tricks that you can use some items around the house to help you with the design of your stained glass. And I'm going to do one of my favorite things, which is to hide some letters inside my stained glass art. I don't always hide letters. Sometimes I might hide pictures of things around the house, like a button or a cupcake or a bottle. But today I'm going to do letters. All right, here we go. You can see I just have a plain old piece of paper and I have my crayons. My crayons aren't great. You can see some of them are broken, but they still work, and I'm going to use them today. I'm glad I have them. Here you can see the box is aluminum foil, but you don't need aluminum foil for this project. I'm just going to use it to make some straight lines on my paper. See that? And I'm going to crisscross these lines so I have some different sections of my paper. You can use the edge of a magazine to make different lines. There, I'm going to start with these 4. And then here is a measuring cup I found in the kitchen. So please get a grown-up's permission before you start taking things out of the kitchen. And you should know this will get a little crayon on it, so I'm going to have to clean up with hot water and soap. But that's okay. You can clean up after yourself. Maybe get a grown-up to help you with that. We all want to clean up after our art projects. So I really like the circles this is making. I'm going to make a few more circles. So I'm going to make one that runs off the page. That. And maybe one over here that runs off the page. And I'm going to try to make them touch each other over here. So it's kind of like chains in a necklace. So to help them touch, I'm going to make them thick, like this. This one will be a little thicker. And then this one I'll make a little darker. All right, so now I have some lines and I have some circles. I have this other weird thing I got from the kitchen. I don't know what it is exactly, but I think I will put it down and I will trace it. Tracing is such an important skill. So I hope you are doing lots of things to help you grow your skills. So hold it down with one hand and draw around it with the other. You could even trace your hand in the middle of it. That could be the thing you hide in it. Could be your hand in the middle. That would be okay. So now I'm going to put in my hidden letters, and I'm going to make them touch other parts. See how I make this letter A and I make it touch lines. All of its points touch so that there's shapes all around. Then, let's see, maybe I'll make a letter B over here. Ooh, but I'll make it tall like this. And I'll make it big like this. B, letter B, A, B. What else can I have? Maybe I'll have, well, this already looks like an X. So maybe over here, I'll make a Y. Make it a little bit thick. Y. Maybe that's good enough. And maybe I'll make my Z really big. Across and over and across. Z. What else? Well, I think I need a letter C for Miss Couch. So I'm going to make a letter C over here. There's a letter C. So A, B, C, X, Y, Z. Maybe I'll put in an N for New Orleans. N. And of course, these circles are all O's. Maybe I need maybe I need an S for the Saints. And because this S ends all by itself, I'm going to have to make a line to close off that space. And I think I'll cut this one in half too. So I didn't use my box to make a straight line, but I think that's still good. And I think I will make it a little bit thicker. And maybe I will put one more letter. What could it be? Oh, I'll put an L for Louisiana. So here is my letter L. Take it all the way to the edge of the page there. Letter L. Now it's time to start coloring in with my colors. So every color that you're using, you want to try to color in 3 small spaces. One, 2, 3. Where's my third one going to be? Over here. One of the things I really like about this, it's easy to clean up, and especially in the middle. You can put this away quickly if it's time for you to go do something else. If it's your lunchtime, or you have to help one of your parents or grandparents with one of your siblings, or you need to do some work on math, whatever it is you need to do. So there are 3, and then maybe I'll do this little circle over here. So try to do 3 small spaces and a big space with every color. So here is red. Make part of my L red. Uh-oh, I see a problem with my letter N. My letter N doesn't have a line through it. So I will use my box here, and I'm just going to make a line that goes straight through my letter N, like that, and makes more shapes. And I can see that I made a little tiny mark, a tiny shape. I'm going to fill it with purple. I have a few tiny things over here. I think they're too small to put other colors in. So I'm just going to make them purple. Maybe this one will just be purple. Okay, more red. Here's a spot for a little red. Here's a spot for a little red. I think I like all this red over here. I'm going to make another red right here. And maybe this one too. It's a lot of red in one space. Now maybe a big red. Maybe all the way up here. Big red. All this coloring can make your hands so tired. So stretch out your hand if you need to, or even if you want to, switch hands and practice using your other hand to color. I like to color with my left hand. I'm not very good at making lines with my left hand, but I can color with my left hand. Remember that coloring is a two-handed activity. You use one hand to hold the paper down and the other one to move the crayon. You could also use colored pencils in this, or marker. They aren't good for the tricks at the end. I like crayon the best, but you could certainly color a few of the spots with them, or you could do something like this too. You could leave a space white, or you could fill a space with just lines. I could use my aluminum foil box for these lines, and I'm just gonna fill them in kind of fuzzy with my crayon like this. So there's all those lines going one way, and now I'm going to switch to a piece where I've done a little more work, and you can see here's another one that's got 3 colors. Maybe we'll add one more color to this. You can, like I said, you can put this away quickly and easily and get it back later, get it out and work on it again. It might take you a couple days to finish, and that's okay. Oh, I like pink and green next to each other. I like them so much. And I'm going to go ahead and paint this spot right next to it. So I have a pink and green sandwich. Then what else? More green. Maybe I'll put more green up here. And you can see that I am being careful to stay in the lines, but I am coloring all directions on the inside. And here we go with another pink and green combo. It's okay to use more of your favorite color, but don't do the whole thing in one color. And you can see here that I really like the color combination of pink and green, because I'm making another pink and green area. and that's okay. There's no wrong way. You get to do this however you want. That's a lot of pink and green. So maybe it's time for me to work in another color, this blue-green color. I hope if you do this with a cousin or a brother or sister or even your parent or grandparent that you are sharing colors with each other, or maybe you both have giant boxes of crayons and you don't have to share. But I hope you're being nice to each other, and I hope you're helping each other. When one of you has a problem, the other one can help solve it. All right, now here is a piece of paper that I have covered all the way. You can see I have every bit covered except for this one area I made just with crisscrosses, and that's okay. When you get done at this point, you might look and see, oh, I wish I had put a little more color on. Like I am wishing I put maybe a little more blue over here. So I'm going to add a little more blue. And the same over here. Now, if you have used crayons, one of the cool things you can do at the end, when you've colored everything like this, you can put a piece of wax paper on the top and have a grown-up iron your crayon work to make it smooth and shiny, and then tape it up in the window when it cools down and let the light come through. You can also take it outside. A grown-up can help you spray the back, spray your white paper with cooking spray. My can from Walmart just says canola oil, but yours might say Pam. They can spray the back and that will turn the paper see-through, and after it dries, wait for it to dry. You can stick that up in the window and let the light shine through. Or you can just take it when you're done with the crayons and you can put it in the window right then. Have a grown-up help you find a nice place on the window where the sunlight comes through, and put it up with some clear tape, and you can watch the colors come through all day long. I hope you've had a good time with this project, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye, everybody.